Hey guys, Hardcore Typhoon here. Today I'm here with a different type of video than normal. I'm talking about a movie. I don't think I've done that before. This isn't like anything really in-depth or anything. Think of this as like what do they call it? The drive-through reviews or whatever. Those videos where the guys sit in their cars and they talk about movies they just saw. I don't have a car. I drive my scooter around, so I don't think people would appreciate me just sitting and rambling about movie spoilers and my apartment's parking lot. So video game B-roll will have to do then. The movie I saw tonight was Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. And oh boy, this one's a doozy. Honestly, I recommend if you haven't seen the movie yourself, click off the video right now and drive to the movie theater right now and watch the movie right now. It's a good fucking movie and you have to watch it. If you know me personally and you can't make it to the movie, hit me up and I'll buy you a ticket. Fucking, it's a good movie. Anyway, spoilers ahead. So, this movie is, apparently it's based on a web series, which got adapted into a show, and now it's a movie. But I had no idea about any of that, actually. All I knew about this movie is that it was good. I saw Cybershell posted saying, like, you gotta go see this movie, you have to. And I also saw a post from YMS saying the same thing, and so I was just like, I don't know anything about this movie, but I like Nirvana, so I might as well go see it, you know? I'm very interested in, like, music history and stuff, and it seemed like some sort of documentary type affair, like a fly-in-the-wall type of scenario, like, you know, Beatles Let It Be, and so, yeah, I got myself a ticket, and I planned my whole day out around this, because I slept like shit last night, so I actually took a nap, just to get there, and make sure I didn't fall asleep during the movie, but, yeah, on my way home from work, or, no, on the way there to the movie, I listened to Nevermind by Nirvana, because I'm a pretty, like, decent fan of Nirvana, I'd say. I don't, like, love all of their music, and I'm not super knowledgeable on them, but I like a few of their albums. I listened to Nevermind on the way, and I was gonna listen to Incesticide on the way back. If you haven't heard that album, it's a very good album. It's like B-sides and shit. Anyway, this movie is not about Nirvana. It's about Nirvana the band. And I didn't know that. So you can imagine I was in for a fucking hell of a time. It took me a while to really realize what this movie was gonna be. At first, I was like, okay, these guys are goofing around. These are like the Nirvana guys. You know, like, when's Kurt Cobain gonna, appear on screen? Who plays Kurt Cobain in this movie? I was like, this is really, like, they're really capturing the old analog feel. Like, when am I gonna see Kurt Cobain? And then I realized, like, no, wait, this is a gag thing. I was like, okay, alright. So it's like the puffy chair. That's how it felt at first. It's like kind of like one of those like mumblecore sort of like first person, you got the camera filming everything and it's like, you're there and it's very real and kind of cringy in that sort of real way. So I thought it was very grounded in reality and, it gets pretty outlandish pretty early on, but not like in a fantasy type of way. At the beginning, they're doing all this bullshit to, try to get their band to take off, and, this plan they do where they go skydiving and try to drop in at a baseball game. That's crazy, that's fucking crazy. And it turned a lot different than I thought it was going to. I honestly, that plan, by the time that, that plan was come out, I was like, I don't know where this movie's going. It was really interesting. I honestly thought someone was gonna die, or I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I thought that the movie would take a more sad turn, because I thought Jay was, like, actually gonna leave, but no, it takes a much crazier turn than that. Anyway, I feel like I should point out that the theater that I saw the movie in had a blown out speaker on, like, the fucking, like, forward right speaker was blown out. And so I mostly noticed it during the trailers because fucking every movie trailer has to be like, can I talk about that? Fuck, okay. I'm just gonna go off on a tangent real quick. The fucking He-Man movie. I can't get over the fucking He-Man movie. It feels like I'm not watching real shit. When I'm going to the movie and I see the trailers, it's like watching Rick and Morty international cable or some shit. Like, it's... Anyway, I noticed during the trailers, because every trailer these days is just blah, you know? And every time it blah, it fucking, you know, the speaker would crackle a bunch. And that didn't usually affect the movie. Sometimes it would come up. There was one point where there was, like, interference. It was kind of fucked up. It was, like, some 60 hertz buzz. The funniest thing ever to come out of it, though, was when they were skydiving, and it was playing, like, you know, it's playing, like, this intense music, and they're, like, screaming and stuff. The speaker was both blown out, and for whatever reason, the audio was cutting off. So, like, it was, like, just this really loud noise that would just, like, cut out every once in a while. And then, I don't know how to explain it, but it was so fucking funny. Anyway, that plan fails. I'm not gonna recap this whole movie's plot, because fuck you, I'm not the nostalgia critic. And, you know, the next plan that they have is... You know, really, this movie threw me for a turn, like, every fucking 10 minutes, I swear. Matt, I'm not gonna tell you who Matt is, you've seen the movie. Matt does his time travel shit. And I'm like, okay, this is a really funny bit. What, is he gonna die? Like, is he gonna go 88 miles per hour and, like, you know, fucking, like, run into, like, a baby stroller and kill himself or something? But no, he actually travels through time, and that, like, blew my mind, because I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be, like, a down-to-earth, fly-in-the-wall, like, cringe comedy, and now this is, like, a fucking time travel movie? Like, what the fuck? The more the movie went on, the more I realized, like, oh, it's another Back to the Future reference, and it was a very funny... I think the meta humor was very good in this movie. Nothing really felt like, oh, look, it's the thing. I really appreciated it, but fuck, dude, it was really weird. The whole movie was very, like, strange. I felt like I was thrown for a loop every 10 minutes, like I was saying. But yeah, I really liked seeing the portrayal of 2008. It's very interesting. It feels very very strange that when I was a kid, you know, I watched a movie from my dad's childhood, about you know, a guy traveling back in time. It's, you know, Back to the Future, traveling back in time to, you know, what would have been my dad's childhood, in the 1950s. And now, I'm here as an adult, and this is actually my first movie I'm seeing just myself. As an adult, I'm going and I'm seeing a movie where they're traveling back in time to when I was a kid, and it's weird. It's weird that the 2000s feel like such a different era now. It used to just kind of feel like, oh, whatever, you know, everything has been the same since, you know, 2001 or whatever. But a lot of the references were very funny. There were a lot of funny sight gags and whatnot of like, oh man, this is, you know, like going back in time, being like, oh, this aged poorly or whatever, or just like, you know, kind of pointing out the, like, you know, absurdity of the culture of the time or whatever. It's weird to see for the 2000s because I'm so used to seeing the neon of the 80s or the extreme attitude of the 90s. It's interesting to see a period piece like that for time I grew up in. But I swear that when they were staying in the closet and, you know, Matt was up late doing stupid creative shit, I swear that was a Brendel Floss reference. Tell me that that was not a fucking Brendel Floss reference, or whatever it was supposed to be. I like the scene where he was singing to the Wii music. The Wii, I don't remember if it was the Wii channel music or the Me channel music, and like with like 80s Nintendo games. I don't know, dude. That was good shit. I'd listen to that. That's the shit I would listen to on the way home from a night shift. Also, fucking the needle drop was in the movie. Like, what the that was weird. That was really weird. Seeing, I don't remember his name. What's his name again, guys? What's Mr. Needledrop's name again? Anthony Fantano, that's his name. I'm stupid. It was really weird seeing that guy on the big screen. And I was like, when I was watching the movie, I was just like, am I in a movie theater right now? What the fuck is happening? Anyway, it was a really fun theater experience. There weren't really many people. It was only just 2 groups of people. They were pretty big groups, like 4 or 5 people. But it was really nice having an audience to laugh with me. You don't get that at home, unless you have friends, I guess. But, anyway, it was very fun. I laughed out loud a lot during the movie, and all the people behind me were laughing out loud. I had front and center. But yeah, it was very funny. There were a lot of laugh out loud moments. It is really, like, I honestly think I'm very happy I went to see it in a theater instead of just like fucking like sitting on my couch and, like, you know, watching it half asleep or whatever the fuck. Maybe this sounds kind of stupid, but honestly, during the 3rd act, I didn't really laugh much. I think it was funny. I mean, it's also absurd, but, there's a point where the drama just got so intense that I was just waiting for, I think for the moment Jay shot the guy to the end of the movie, I was just, like, on the edge of my seat, you know? And I really appreciate that about a comedy movie. I think a good comedy movie should have a good story, you know? Like Shaun of the Dead. Like, it's, you know, Shaun of the Dead, I think, is a fun zombie movie, but it's also funny. Last time I checked, I haven't seen it in a few years, but, the ending was, you know, it's a little nonsensical, it's a little silly. You know, there's some assholes. I'm not gonna, like, you know, judge it 100% critically, like, oh, how did they do this? How did they do that? Why don't the police come? It doesn't matter. But it's still good drama. And I swear that the part where Matt jumped off the tower was like, I was kind of like, oh. And then when the parachute came in, like, fucking hell, it's such a good, like, it's such a good resolution. That might have been the funniest part of the movie for me. I love a good joke that takes, you know, the whole movie to build up on. But yeah, I really appreciated how it felt like it just kept expanding and expanding, kind of similar to, like, a South Park episode where, like, you start out with one silly, goofy thing, but that has to lead to something else and lead to something else, and man, it was very good. When I was driving home, there were these drunk people, and they were, like, screaming at me, and I didn't really know how to respond, so I just went, woo! And I think they liked it. They liked me and my dumb scooter. But yeah, when I was driving home, I was thinking about it, and I was like, this movie is like Joker 2019 meets The Puffy Chair meets Shaun of the Dead. That is how I would pitch this movie to someone, but honestly, I don't want to pitch this movie to someone because I want to look anyone who hasn't seen this movie dead in the eyes and just say, watch the movie. Because I think the context I went into the movie with is immaculate. I spent my whole day planning around, I'm gonna see this cool music documentary about Nirvana. Planning the whole day. I listened to fucking Nevermind. I was on the way there. Up on guns, swing your friend. And I walk into the movie, and by the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm being played. I don't even think anyone else in the fucking theater. They probably saw the trailer. Nobody else thinks it's a fucking Nirvana movie. I'm really glad that I was talking to the popcorn guy, and he was saying, like, oh, yeah, it's like, saying, like, oh, it's you know, it's a great movie, it was really funny, and I'm glad I wasn't like, yeah, I'm really excited for it, I'm a big Nirvana fan. I wanted to look like a cool music person, so I wore, like, my cool, you know, jacket, and, you know, my Throbbing Gristle t-shirt, and I came to the wrong movie, dude, but it was so worth it. I've not felt that sort of escapism in so long, you know, when you see a good movie and you're just like, this is not real life, you know, like, you're here in this theater, And as long as you're in this theater, you sit back and you're in this fantasy world. When you come back, you're like, man, I'm back in the real world. This movie was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it felt like a dream, or like something that someone would watch like in like a comedy show or something. I don't know, man. I don't have anything like smart to say about it, but like, shit, it was a great movie.